Now, Amber Rose's story is very interesting. How does someone go from being a stripper and a video vixen in Philly to one of the most talked about people in pop culture? When you look closer, it all connects. Every single breakup, every viral headline, every "what is she doing now" moment, it's all part of the story that built Mother. And that's what she likes to call herself. She was also on stage at the 2024 Republican National Convention endorsing Donald Trump with a face tattoo that says "Bash Mash." So Amber Rose has come a very long way, but I guess the question is, how did she get here and what is she up to now? Amber Rose Levenchuk is born in Philly on October 21st, 1983. Before she becomes the person we know today, she shows up in music videos and slowly builds a name for herself in hip-hop and R&B. And the thing is, from the jump she stands out. She got a shaved head, tight clothes, and a lot of confidence, and she knows exactly how to use it to get attention. Especially that shaved head, because eventually people were going, "So who's that girl over there with a shaved head?" She's different, and pulling off a shaved head is not easy. Amber also had a stripper background, and she straight up says in interviews that those were the best times of her life. However, she did go on to say that she's not an advocate for stripping. "I'm not saying young girls should go be dancers, but that was my journey and I don't regret it." Amber began stripping when she was about 15 years old, and she went by the name Paris and did this to support her family after her parents' relationship broke down.
First time I danced, I was 15 years old. And granted, my parents did not know.
Of course not.
We got evicted when I was like 15 years old. I had nowhere to go, so I started staying at my friend's house. But then her mom was like, "You need to put up some money for food." And I'm like, "I don't have no money."
Right.
I'm 15 years old, I don't have no money.
Damn.
Shannon, I tried to sell bro. I did it for like 2 hours, and I was so scared dealing with these people.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And I was like, yo, I cannot do this. I can't, I want them, like in my mind, I'm like,
you see the money.
I'm in survival mode. I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to figure my life out, and I'm young. I felt like, what else am I gonna do? I can't go work at McDonald's. So it's not enough money. Then I ran into some girls, and they were like, "You're pretty. You can come make money over here."
How much money did you make the first night?
$33.
33?
Yeah.
Bruh. You better came out better go to McDonald's.
I know. I know.
Now, when she got older, Amber was still a hustler, and she made her first TV appearance in 2007's A Haunting, where she appeared in one episode. Now, everything changes for Amber Rose when she meets Kanye West.
I was signed with Ford Models. I got booked for a music video called RoboCop on 808 and Heartbreak.
Okay.
Although that album is not about me. The My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is about me. That's also another misconception. That's about his ex-fiance. So I got booked for a job, and then we fell in love.
They began dating, and suddenly her whole life changes. One minute she's a rising model, and the next she's walking red carpets, sitting front row at fashion shows, and modeling for Louis Vuitton. So for about 2 years, Amber becomes Kanye's muse. Everywhere he goes, she's right there. Bald, provocative, and dressed to the T. But at the same time, most of her fame in that period came from dating Kanye. So Amber Rose and Kanye date for about 2 years. They show up everywhere together and everything looks good. And then around 2010 it all falls apart. And the breakup is public, it's messy, and it's painful. People say Kanye cheated on her and moved on with Kim Kardashian, and that story dominates the headlines. And to prove how messy things got, Kanye got on The Breakfast Club and said something ridiculous, or should I say wicked. He said that before he got with Kim Kardashian, Kim made him take a bunch of showers to wash off the stench of Amber Rose off of him.
Even if somebody is like picking on me, which he has for 10 years, he has picked on me for 10. He has bullied me for 10 years. But to slut shame me and say, you needed 30 showers, it's like, bro.
Right.
Took me around the world. Like, since when did you need 30 showers? We were happy when we were together, and now all of a sudden I'm getting slut shamed because we're not together anymore, and it's unfair. And I feel like women deal with that constantly on a daily basis. I'm sick of it.
So in Kanye's world, things were going perfectly. He was now with Kim Kardashian, and it looked like they were about to start a family. But for Amber, things were extremely dark. She felt completely trapped, famous, but broke. And even though she had a story to tell, she felt like her voice was going to be overshadowed by Kanye's more dominant voice and celebrity appeal. According to her, things got so bad that she thought about unaliving herself. She said, "If I was going to kill myself, I would have done it during those times. The only thing I got from him was fame. I had to just take that." I don't know about you guys, but to me that sounds like a very good deal. You went from being a model that nobody really knows to dating Kanye West, and now you're famous. And we all know how rappers work by now, right? Whenever a female starts dating one rapper, other rappers are going, "Oh, who is that? I need me some of that in my life, baby." Right? There are literally billions of women around the world, but all of these rappers end up dating the same women over and over again. So at the time, little did Amber Rose know that she was going to meet another rapper. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Now, another thing that hurt Amber Rose during this time period was that Kanye used their relationship as inspiration, especially for his 2010 album, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. On the album, there's a song called Hell of a Life, which many people believe is about Amber.
I think I just fell in love with a porn star. Turn the camera on, she a porn star.
In Kanye's world, she becomes the wild ex, the outsider, and Amber Rose was going, "No, I don't want to be known for just dating Kanye, I want to build my own voice." So, Amber leans more into her image, the shaved head, the confidence, and her unique style, and begins transforming from a model into a full-blown media personality. Luckily for her, she begins landing brand deals fast. Smirnoff makes her the face of their flavored vodka campaign, where she films a bunch of ads that show off her charm and humor. Then from there, she moves on to TV. She becomes a guest judge on RuPaul's Drag Race and becomes a full-time judge on BET's Master of the Mix. So, all of these moves were incredibly smart. She's basically turning herself into a brand, no longer just appearing in music videos. She now becomes a product. Then around 2012, she tries something new, music. She drops 2 singles, namely Fame, featuring Wiz Khalifa,
I'm ready for the fame.
and another song called Loaded.
Hell yeah, I like the finer things. Silk sheets and diamond rings. Big yachts and private planes.
And let's just say these songs did not take off. So with these singles failing, Amber is going, maybe I'm not built for the charts. Maybe I'm supposed to use my voice to share my opinions and to create dialogue. So she begins to switch gears. Instead of trying to be a pop star, she focuses on what she's good at. And that's being unapologetically herself. She dives into activism, talk shows, writing, and reality TV. And that's where Mother was born. But before she dropped her 2 singles, she began dating a very famous rapper at the time, and he goes by the name Wiz Khalifa.
How did you meet Wiz?
Wiz did an interview on DJ Who Kid. He was like, if you could be with one girl in the world, who would it be? And he said Amber Rose. I just love Amber Rose. So I met up with him. Maybe after 3 months, I was like, I'm gonna marry this motherfucker. I'm gonna give him babies. He can have whatever he wants. And we did. We got married and had babies.
They began dating in 2011, got engaged soon after that, and by 2012 they were expecting a baby. And the thing is, their relationship moved so fast that people were going, "Wiz, you better slow down, we all know how this is going to play out." But there was just something about Amber that got him hooked. The next year, in 2013, they get married and welcome their son Sebastian, who everyone calls Bash. So for a while things look perfect. She's not just Kanye's ex anymore. She's a mom, a wife, and she's now married to Wiz Khalifa. Things couldn't get any better. But that fairy tale does not last. By 2014, just 1 year after getting married, Amber files for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. Now, as usual, the split becomes very messy and public, and mostly through social media. And this kind of situation always makes me think, be careful who you get into a relationship with, because that very same person that you love, the one who met your family, the one who's supposed to be with you to the end, that person might just take a knife and stab you in the back and then blast you on social media for everybody to see. That very person that you love may one day become your enemy. That's all I'm gonna say. So as rumors begin flying that she cheated, Amber Rose grabs her phone and tries to take control of the narrative herself. She tweets, Please stop with all the fake stories. I would never, ever cheat on my husband in a million years. I think you guys know this. And then in another tweet, she flips the script and she says, unfortunately, my now ex-husband cannot say the same. That moment changes everything. It makes it clear that she was not the one who stepped out and broke the marriage down. According to her, it was Wiz Khalifa who stepped out and did that, making him the villain. She then went on to say, I'm devastated and crushed, but my main focus is Sebastian. Now when Wiz Khalifa was asked, yo bro, did you cheat on Amber Rose? He was like, what? Don't believe those fake stories, man. I loved Amber, and I would never do anything like that. So according to him, what really broke down the marriage was because he struggled with control. I'm a control freak, and not being able to control that was weird. I didn't know how to deal with it. So in the end, their breakup mirrors what happened with Kanye, another relationship where the man allegedly cheated and left the woman hanging.
Why did it end?
It ended because we were too young to navigate fame, money, and family. And our family just would not shut the up. They just wouldn't leave us alone and let us be a beautiful young couple that was in love.
We're like the ideal couple, right. Even though we're not together.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's like we share the most beautiful thing in life. We have a kid. Right. We got great memories. We were married. So everything we did was out of like pure love, right. You know what I'm saying? Like, we planned on being with each other forever, you know what I'm saying? Well. But, you know, that shit gets difficult. And I think with marriage, like legal marriage, it kind of sucks because that has to be the end of something when that's over. But I think we're proving that it's not the end of everything. Like, even when that legal shit is over, you know what I mean? Like, I got her back. She knows it. Right. She got my back. I know it. Yeah. And we do a great job, you know, being there for our kid. We do so many things for Sebastian, and not even just for him, but we're such a good unit for him that I didn't see growing up.
Now the thing is, this time she's not the same person she was when she left Kanye. Back then she was famous, but she wasn't known for anything besides being with Kanye. So this time around, she had a foundation to fall back on, and she used that power to become Amber Rose, the activist, the feminist, and the woman who owns her story no matter how messy it gets. Around 2015, she launches the Slut Walk, a feminist protest that goes, look, I'm not just a slut, I'm a woman deserving of respect, right? The thing is, before getting with Kanye, yes, she was a stripper, so even though she became something more in life, some people were going, we still remember that you were a stripper, don't ever forget that. So Amber Rose decided to flip that and make it her brand, and the Slut Walk essentially becomes a symbol of empowerment. Around that same time, she drops a book called How to Be a Bad Bitch, and the title says it all. I don't even have to explain it, right? We all know what's in this book. So from there, she builds a media empire. In 2016, she gets her own talk show on VH1 called The Amber Rose Show, where she talks openly about sex, relationships, and pop culture. The very next year, she hosts a radio show, one where people call in to get advice from Amber Rose. And even though her time with Dancing with the Stars ended abruptly, it kept her in the spotlight and showed that she was a fun, relaxed woman. And that's what people wanted to see from her. So by this point, Amber has transformed her style, her look, and she's not just surviving the hate, she's profiting from it. There was even a time when Khloe Kardashian went in on Amber Rose, but then Amber came back and said, your sister has a career because your other sister made a sex tape and put the whole family on. I think it's awesome that she did that and made millions for her family, but let's not forget where we came from. Because I didn't. So Amber Rose was saying, I'm not ashamed of how I got here, but you might be. But as for me, I'm owning my narrative. So around 2017, Amber began dating 21 Savage, and for once, people began seeing her in a totally different light.
Beat his ass.
21 seemed to make Amber Rose more grounded, and 21 even went on to say that Amber made him do things he never cared about, like taking vitamins, drinking water, and becoming a slut for the Slut Walk, right? When people saw 21 Savage at the Slut Walk, they were going, what the hell is Amber Rose doing to this guy? Because aren't you a gangster? Like, what kind of voodoo is this? So to 21 Savage, Amber Rose was not just a girlfriend, she was a life coach. She got him drinking water, which means in a way she kind of upgraded him. Yep. Now let's talk about the Amber Rose and Ray J situation. News breaks out that Amber Rose and Ray J are sleeping in the same bed every single night. And it sounds scandalous, but according to Ray J, it wasn't like that. He said, "Listen, the blogs got it all wrong. Did me and Amber sleep together every night? Yes. But it's not like that. She was seeing ghosts." Right? Apparently Amber Rose was seeing ghosts. So Ray J goes, "Exactly. She was scared. She comes to me and says, 'Ray J, I need you to sleep with me.' So I did what any friend would do. And don't forget, New York was in the bed too, right next to us with Orion." So after that, people were going, maybe nothing happened between Ray J and Amber Rose. And the thing is, Ray J is someone who brags about the kind of women that he gets. So if he did sleep with Amber Rose, best believe the whole world would know about it. Now in 2020, things got weird, right? I think COVID was getting to everybody. People were going crazy thinking it's the end of the world. So Amber Rose goes, "I've got a brilliant idea. I'm gonna get a face tattoo. I can't wait." So Amber gets a face tattoo with the words "bash slash" inked right across her forehead, honoring her 2 sons. And that was her way of saying, look, I'm a mom first, and I don't care what anybody else thinks. And now I won't lie to me, that's probably one of the ugliest tattoos I've ever seen in my life. And every time I see Amber Rose these days, I'm like, please get that damn thing off your forehead. It looks ridiculous. It looks like she was drunk one night and somehow ended up at a tattoo parlor, and she was like, just tattoo my forehead. Yeah, just do it. Right? That tattoo looks horrible. Now for people like me who don't like the tattoo, Amber said, "For the people that are telling me I'm too pretty for a face tat, you're the same people who'd call me ugly and lied to me. So either way, the moral of the story is, do whatever the you want in life."
Why the hell you get a tattoo on your forehead? What does that even mean? I wanted to,
My kids' names.
You couldn't put it on your back, your arm, your thigh?
I mean, Shannon, not to get dark, because this conversation was very happy. And
Yes,
funny,
yeah.
I just never had a problem with depression and anxiety. I've always been a ball of sunshine. And, you know, I had a baby and the pandemic hit. And at all that happened. And then at the same time, I found out my baby daddy was cheating on me, our whole relationship.
Damn.
Then comes the chaos of College Hill Celebrity Edition, where she gets into it with Jocelyn Hernandez. On the set, tensions explode, and Jocelyn goes off in her saying, "Look at you, mother. With your bald head and your light skin, you just want to be a white girl." Then the fight turns physical, cameras catch flashes of it, but the full footage never comes out.
Okay.
Jocelyn Hernandez was trying to have sex with me. The whole time I was on College Hill, she was in my ear. She was saying, "Just give me a chance one time, you know, but if you cool with it, we can do it in front of my husband. But if not, like, it could just be me and you." And at first I was nice. And I said, "I'm flattered. It's just not my thing."
Right.
Right? I was very gentle.
Right.
In my ear again, coming over, like having a dress on and going like this, bending over, a coochie out.
What?
Yes. And it was loud.
Did you tell her, it's like, look, I like the Arm& Hammer?
I did. She knew that.
Now, Amber Rose's most shocking twist comes in 2024, out of nowhere, when she shows up at the Republican National Convention and publicly endorses Donald Trump. Yep, this is the same woman who used to criticize him in 2016. Now she's supporting him. She walks on stage in Milwaukee and says, "My message to you tonight comes from a humble place. The left told me to hate Trump. When you cut through the lies, you realize the truth. American families were better when Donald Trump was president. We were safer, wealthier, and stronger." Now, when Amber Rose does this, the hip-hop community is like, okay, so you're really not like us, huh? You're a sellout. You use the culture to get what you want, and now when it's time to fight for it, you don't. Now, what did Amber Rose do about this? She brushes off the comments and keeps on moving with her career.
Amber Rose. What is Amber Rose doing here? But actually her speech was a highlight of the evening. So I'm going to let you guys take a listen to just a small piece of it.
I did my research and looked into all things Donald Trump. I watched all the rallies, and I started meeting so many of you, his red hat wearing supporters. I realized Donald Trump and his supporters don't care if you're black, white, gay, or straight. It's all love. And that's when it hit me. These are my people. This is where I belong.
These days, Amber Rose is more than just a model or an influencer. She's a living example of changing your brand and becoming something new. Amber Rose is not trying to please anyone anymore. And she said, "I survived the fame, the hate, the men, and I'm still here. And I'll do whatever the I want." And that's her legacy. She turned being underestimated into a career, and these days she's known as an activist, a reality TV star, a mother, and a social media personality. And the thing is, people actually take her seriously nowadays, even though she has a crazy tattoo on her forehead. I mean, that thing is hideous. That's it for me. It's your boy Ali. What happened to Amber Rose in your opinion? Let me know down below. New video dropping soon.